Whenever it's about to be a new year or my birthday, I get in super reflection mode, and I think it's so crazy that it's already about to be 2018. So I was laying on my couch the other day and I was thinking about what I had left that I wanted to accomplish for the remainder of 2017 and how I wanted to kick off 2018, but I had to snap out of it and stop myself, because the one thing I really learned this year is that it's not about the time that you accomplish things in, but it's more about the process and actually accomplishing it no matter how long it takes. I'm 27 years old, about to be 28, and my life is nowhere near what I thought it would be when I was 22. Still don't have my own show on a network, still have a bunch of credit card debt, not married, don't have kids, and I feel like I have this goal list that is never ending, and honestly, I wouldn't have it any other way. Our problem really comes down to these timelines that we make up for ourselves, but it's really not entirely our fault, because we're in a society where we're constantly on our phones and looking at our social media, and when we look at our social media, we can't help but to compare ourselves to what we see. And the problem with that is we try to do things at a certain time or the same time that we see someone else did it and feel like we have to, when that's the last thing you should do, because when we do that, we become bitter and unhappy. We miss lessons that we're supposed to learn. We rush the process, and it makes us forget about all that we've already accomplished up until this day, and makes us not grateful for the many blessings that we already have. And I don't know, especially at this age, you know, it's when I started going after my dreams and doing what I wanted to do, I was only 18 or 19. So like when I started doing interviews and talking to people and they'd be like, oh, how old are you? I'd be like, oh, I'm 22, 23. And I felt so young. And I'm not saying that 27 or 28 is old, but the world makes it seem like at this age you're supposed to be married, have kids, whatever that is. And I want all that, but there's so much more I want to accomplish that I'm not going to give up just because of a timeline that society has built or what everybody else has built, because I know what I want to be happy, and all those things that I mentioned earlier, like having my own show, not having credit card debt, being married and having kids, is all going to happen eventually. Like, I just don't know when. It could be when I'm 30, 35, maybe 40, maybe 50. I don't know, but the point is it's going to happen, because if you work towards something enough, eventually it's going to happen. So I wanted to do this video because I want you to stop thinking you're a complete failure just because you didn't accomplish a specific goal, or you're not where you're at when you thought you were supposed to be, because it can still happen if you're breathing and you still have time. If you really want it bad enough, you can make it happen, and it doesn't matter when it does, because the thing is, there's a lot of people who give up just because it didn't happen when they were supposed to, not knowing they were probably like as close as they could have ever been when they were about to quit. So just stop basing your life, your success, your goals off of this imaginary timeline. A timeline should not exist. Just do what you need to do, and eventually it's all going to happen. And it's not only just going to happen, but it's going to happen when it's supposed to, and it's going to happen when you're actually ready for it and can maintain it and not ruin it. So get rid of your timeline, or you will end up being miserable.